Okay, so that are the arithmetic operation. There we used a square, power as well as the division. The same way you can see the question here. Solve 3 into root 5 minus 1 divided by root 5 plus 1 the whole square. It's very simple, like how you write it in a paper, right? The same way, or in the calculator how you do, the same way only here also we have to do. We don't have to worry much about anything. Just see here 3 into. So into will be here, it will be a star, right? Instead of multiplication, we are having star, right? Square root. So here you see 5 square root is there. Square root I can write in two ways, that is 5 raised to 1 by 2. 1 by 2 I can do, or I can use this SQRT, that is a function, it's a built-in function in MATLAB. You are not writing it, right? The square root SQRT is already defined in MATLAB, so we are directly using that. That defines the square root of a number, square root of 5. In both ways we can do it. Both will give you the same answer. So, but only thing is you have to make sure that the particular, the brackets are properly kept it, and see the answer. You check it whether you are getting the same answer or not. If you are not getting, some problem is with the brackets or something. Anyway, let's take this. Okay, this one I'll just take and see what is the answer I'm getting. What I need to do, I just go to command window and type the same thing and press enter. So x is already defined. Previously the x value was 1.0323, that is changed to another value now, right? So example, I'll give you square root I want to find. So SQRT, square root of 5, let me find how much is that. This is a one way I can do, 2.2361. Or what is second one? 5 raised to, I have to use the raised to 1 by 2. We should get the same answer, otherwise it's wrong. You are getting the same answer. So both way you can do. So based on your easiness, which one you want to use, you can use it. There are so many, plenty of inbuilt functions are available in MATLAB. Okay, that one by one we will be learning everything. Okay. So again, I'll put CLC, clear it, go back to the next problem. See this one, area of a circle with a radius r equal to pi raised to 1 by 3 minus 1. The simple thing, like the radius is a constant value. Here we have written in terms of pi raised to 1 by 3. This pi, that is the thing. Pi, how will you write pi in the MATLAB? It's very easy. Pi is nothing but pi. Pi is the pi value. So directly, instead of writing pi or 3.14, whatever the values you know after the decimal point, doesn't matter. You just use pi. Direct pi use will find. So what is the area here in this case? Okay, let's take the area. Area is what? Pi r square. So I'll just write it. Go to MATLAB and write the command window. So I write it as area. So I didn't put the semicolon here so that I display the answer here. Pi. So just pi 3.1416 it has taken. Okay, so if you want more accuracy, then you have to go with the values with how many decimals you are having. You can substitute that value. So it's not necessary that you can see instead of one variable, if you look at the left hand side, instead of one variable, there are 4 letters I have used. Doesn't matter. So whatever the values are there, that area becomes one particular variable. Okay, that variable, whether you are putting A or only R, only E, doesn't matter. Okay, you're comparing a number. Okay, let's take, I can write it like this. Yedu equal to, let's take 5 plus 10. So 5 plus 15. So Yedu equal to 20. Right? So in simply I can put Y also, doesn't matter. But sometimes we have to use the full name to understand, to easily, like if somebody is reading that program, they should know what is that variable, right? So sometimes we do writing the entire thing. So if instead of putting A, if I write area, so you can easily understand what is that, right? Otherwise, there is no much difference if you're writing one variable, or so one letter or 4 or 5 letters or something. Okay. So these all things you can try it in, do it in command window. So there are some other operations are here. Exponential is there. Exponential we use exp that we have showed you already. Exp will be there, and the natural logarithm will be log of, let's take ln of 5 is nothing but log of 5, and log to the base 10 5 is nothing but what? Log 10 to the 5. So log 2 also will be there. Log 2 5 will be there. Exponential means what? E raised to 5. That is nothing but exp of 5. Always remember exp of 5. Of should be there every time. Log of means you have a normal brackets. Right? Okay, let's take this problem. We'll do one more, I'll just take. Only thing is you have to go through each one and start doing it. X equal to e raised to 3. I can write. So already there is a semicolon. I just remove the semicolon to show the answer. So x equal to 20.08. Got it? And let's take log of ex3. What is that? Tell me the answer. Log of exponential of 3. So exponential of 3 of log should be 3, because log of log of e is nothing but is actually an antilog. E is nothing but the antilog, right? So log antilog 3. That becomes log and antilog will be cancelled each other, and you will be getting the answer. So log of. Okay. I hope you are understanding. What you have to do it. So log 10. Base 10 is there. Base 10. So base 10 means you have to write instead of log, you have to write log 10. So let's take that. What is the answer? 1.3029. So you have to check the answers with yours and compare it. Is the right answer means you can note it down in your Word document and make it ready. So don't keep it for the last moment. Try doing, and at the same time you can copy paste to the Word document. So here 10 raised to 5. Okay, these problems and all you can do it. Right? This is, look at this one. This particular problem you see. This particular problem. E raised to pi into root 63. So e raised to pi into root 2. So that is, I'll just take this one. I'll go here and write. So see here, e raised to, this is your e raised to, right? This is your e raised to pi into root of 163. So pi into root of 163, and that has to be inside a bracket. So let's see what is the value. 2.6254 into e to the power 7. That is 10 to the power 17 is the answer. Okay. So 3 raised to x equal to 17. How will you do this one? So this problem is a little trickier, right? 3 raised to x equal to 17. So what you can do is you can just take the logarithm of both sides, that is log. You can just take the natural logarithm, that is x into ln of 3 equal to ln of 17, right? So what is x then? X equal to ln of 17 divided by ln of 3. So ln of 17 divided by, so this is how we write in the, this is how we write in the MATLAB command. So make sure that this log indicates ln. So if the base is different, base is 10 means you have to write log 10. Okay. So this is how you have to learn the built-in functions. So some trigonometry functions. So whatever we discussed so far, you have to go through each one and start doing it. Okay. Now see the trigonometry functions in MATLAB: sine of x, cos of x, tan of x. If you are coming talking about the hyperbolic functions, cos hx, sine hx, same. I mean, there is nothing much we don't have to worry, because everything is same. So let's take this value, sine pi by 6. Take the x equal to sine pi by 6. So just go here, type here x, sine pi by 6. Then maybe we can write cos plus x0, how much is coming? Cos 0, 1, right? Direct, right? There is nothing much to learn. So simple thing only. So similarly, hyperbolic functions is there. That means you have to put the cos hx, like cos h will be there. Cos h of 0 equal to 1. So similarly, sin hx also you can write. So tan also, so tan 45, we'll just see what is tan 45. This is tan 45. Or maybe tan h also you can write, tan hx also you can find. So always remember, whatever the angle is there, that angle has to be taken care here. Now we can talk about few problems in complex numbers. So complex numbers here, let's see I. I is a variable here. So I is a variable. So until unless the I is not defined, let's take a clear everything. So if you're talking about a complex number, just imagine that I want to write something, but that is not a program or command. But I just want to give a heading or something in command window. So what we can do is we just have to use the percentage symbol. So if you put the percentage symbol, that will show you the green color. Okay, I'll just put a complex number. Complex numbers. Okay, so that will give you the heading. So now I can discuss. Okay, I. If I press I, you can see that the answer is 0 plus 1i. That means it's having a I means what? It is having only imaginary part. That's 1i is there. Real part is 0. But then there is a question can be asked. Can I use I for a variable? Yeah, obviously you can use the variable. Let's take I is equal to 5. I am defining I equal to 5. Change it. But if it is not defined anywhere, if the I is not defined anywhere, it will give you a complex. I mean, it becomes a complex number. But if it's defined, whatever the defined value is there, that will be taken. Okay, so that is I equal to 5. Now the question is, okay, 5 plus 3i. See here, even though I have defined the I value here, but when I write like this, 5 plus 3i, it considers as a complex number. Then what is the use of this I? Because we have defined this I equal to 5, but that is the thing. Instead of here, I'm just putting a star. See here. Because if you are not putting the multiplication or division or any operators in between the numbers of I and the other number, that will consider as a complex number. If you're putting an operator, that will consider as a variable. So getting my point? So 5 plus 3i is here. Here you can just write it. Now you can just note it down and write it in the MATLAB and see 5 plus 3i. So I didn't put any operators in between 3 and I. So that is considered as 5 plus 3i. It's a complex number. But when I put an operator, that is nothing but star, I mean multiplication. So I have getting a value of 20. Okay, I'll just CLC, I'll just clear everything and clear the workspace also, because I don't know what is the I value. Let's take 5 plus 3 into I. Look. Because we did not define the value of I anywhere, so that will be automatically considered as the complex number root minus 1, the complex I only. Understanding? So I is equal to, maybe I can just say I equal to 10. Defined I equal to 10. Now the same question, I can just remove this I and make it 10. Sorry, I. So see, the answer is changed. So if the I is not defined, that will be considered as a complex number. If it is defined, if there is an operator between the numbers, that will consider as a number. If there is no operators, so definitely it will be considered as a complex number. Okay, so that is about the complex number. So you can do some problems. I have given some problems here. You can go through the problems related to the complex numbers, whatever we discussed here. The problems are here. The same thing, you also have to do it in your MATLAB and get the result and check with this answer and write it down in your record, basically in the Word document. Okay, this is the problem, you have to do it.